Hey, AP Computer Science, what's up? Since I'm not going to be there this morning, obviously, because I will be at the office meeting our new head of school, I'll let you know how he is, by the way. I am going to jump into the OHS and just give you a little intro of the first section that you'll be doing today, hopefully, so all of you are completely caught up. You did all your stuff over the weekend because you're awesome, and you're going to jump in here today and just be like, what am I doing first? And I'm going to show you. So the next thing you're going to go into is instructional cycle 2. I'm going to go ahead and open that up right now. Published. There you go. So I have just published it, which means it's open and ready to go. And then obviously, just like we've been doing, the first thing you're going to do is jump into week 1. So it might look a little weird that it says week 1, but that's week 1 of cycle 2. Remember, each cycle, 6 weeks. You figure it out. You guys are smart. Chapter 1, encoding and compressing complex information. It sounds a lot more difficult than it is, I promise you. And then click on week 1, because it's week 1. And then lesson 1, bytes and file sizes. Now, this is going to sound similar to something you've already done, right? We've already been talking about bytes and bits and megabytes and gigabits and gigabytes and all that jazz. Well, this is kind of rounding all that out. It's going to talk about how these bits and bytes are related to files. So you're actually going to be able to, take a look at on your computer and find examples of what these are and how big things are. So you're going to get used to kind of learning, like you're going to start seeing things on your computer. It's not just files, but actual like big, collections of bits, which is really cool. Take a look at your background as always. Always tell you read through the background in the lessons. A lot of times there'll be vocab words here. There's not for this one. And this is a good day for me to be out because it's not that hard of a lesson. You can do this lesson really quickly. There's a link here to Unit 2 on code.org or Code Studio. So here's the deal. If you haven't noticed this yet, please do notice this. There's a lot of resources in code.org. So when you click on code.org and you go to these units, and I'll actually do that right now for you. Hold on one second. So when you actually go into these units on code.org and they look like this, now this is the teacher view, but let me go over to the student view. You can actually look, first of all, you can look ahead, which is really cool. But you can even look at here's chapter 1, but we're in chapter 2 right now, intro to data. And then you can no, we're in chapter 3. Anyway, this is unit 1. Oh no, unit 2. Okay, sorry, it's really early. But look, bytes and file sizes. So you can go in, you can look at this breakdown that I put in the OHS. You can even go through this lesson in order from here. So you don't even have to go into the OHS and look at everything, because everything from the OHS is going to be in here. Everything that's in here is going to be in the OHS. So it's totally up to you. Here's your activity guide. That's usually going to be the thing that you turn in. In this case, it is as well. It's a super easy assignment, by the way. It's a big assignment. There's a lot of questions, but it's really easy. And if you watch the video and you do the simulator, you're going to be fine. So the next thing you'll do is go to number 2. Oh, look, there's a mini survey. You don't have to do these surveys. There's not enough students in this class to really get good data anyway. And plus, I'm going to ask you these questions, so don't worry about surveys. Check your understanding. I'm so upset at myself for not telling you this earlier in the year. These check your reflections and stuff are awesome. Now, this one happens to be due. You're supposed to turn this one in, but you can see that in the OHS. I'll go back and show you that really quick. You can see here it is actually due, reflection data storage. So I actually want you to send that to me. But most of the time, these are just optional. For example, I think there's one right here. Yeah, this is a totally optional one. But these are AP exam questions. These are questions that have been on the AP exam on prior exams. So you could, in theory, by the end of the year, have a huge collection of AP questions to study. So if you have not taken advantage of code.org yet, please do. Also, even when you click and you go back to code.org, back to your dashboard, there's a ton of really cool resources. There's games, there's 30 days of code, 1 hour of code. There's all these different resources. Please make sure you're taking advantage of this very awesome resource that is totally free to you, but our school pays for, so take advantage of it. But that's pretty much it. So what you're talking about is file sizes. I'll go into that. Let me open up the assignment really quick just to kind of run through it with you. So we know what bits are. We've talked about bits and we've talked about bytes a little bit, but this is going to give you a lot of good practice with the different sizes. So you've heard terms like the kilobyte, exobyte, Maybe you've never heard of a petabyte, but there are things, and you're going to be able to look those up. There are resources here, good website, good web pages that you can read, by the way. And oh man, this source, computerhope.com. If you have not looked at computerhope.com, I get addicted to computerhope.com like people get addicted to YouTube. Like, I will sit there and read terms all day long. If you're wondering what geeks like me do with their free time, that's it. So test your knowledge. It's just going to be a bunch of this conversions, and this is tedious. It's mathematic, but it's going to really set up the next couple lessons. So do this today, knock it out, start cycle 1 off with a bang. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get this done today. Remember, thank you guys so much for your effort. I can't tell you enough. This class I have nothing bad to say about. Cycle 2 is going to be great. Really excited to meet up with you on Wednesday. I've got a really cool class planned, so I can't wait to see all of you in class, and good luck with lesson 1 of Cycle 2.